Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Patrice, and this is my Embellish Life. Worktober 2024 is well on its way. Yes, and I have a sewing pattern review to share with you guys today, and that is from B6684. So if that's something you're interested in, let's get in it. In my last video, I spoke about Worktober and the sewing plans that I had for this challenge. So basically, Worktober was created by Alexandria Arnold over on Instagram. I don't think she has a YouTube channel, but she is on Instagram for sure. So what it is essentially, it's a challenge for you to sew up workwear, however that may look like for you. So I said, you know what? This is a time of year where I do deep cleaning in my wardrobe anyway, and I know my work wardrobe needs a major overhauling. It needs to be upgraded. So I said, challenge accepted. So I had some sewing plans, picked out the fabric, and I presented it to you guys last week. If you haven't seen that video, please go back and check it out. Now. Butterwick 6684 was not in those plans. I had no thoughts on doing this pattern whatsoever. But the fabric that I selected, I really wanted to do that fabric justice. And let me just show you the fabric once again. So it's this beautiful eggshell and black polka dot fabric, and it's kind of, I was a gradient, so to speak, not in colors, but it's like a grade from lightly speckled, and as it goes down the length, it gets heavily dense, heavily speckled, and also the polka dot gets larger in size. So I absolutely love this fabric. It is a burnt out crepe fabric. And you guys know that I love black and white prints. As a matter of fact, white and its cousins with black, I love it. And I tend to purchase those fabric and just hoard them. So I really wanted to do that fabric justice. And Butterwick 6684 jumped out at me and said, listen, Heifer, I got you. I got you. I guarantee you, I got what you're looking for. And I'm like, all right. If you say so, show me what you're working with. And that it did. So I did cut it out and I sewed it up. And I'm very pleased with this pattern. So with Butterwick 6684, it is a loose fitted blouse pattern. Very easy pattern, and it actually indicates so at the back of it as well. So it's a very easy pattern. Competent, confident beginner can do this pattern. 5 pattern pieces. We like that. We definitely like that. You can sew this up in a matter of hours, I am telling you. So this pattern has 3 views. And the difference between the views are the sleeves. So view A, which was the view that I did, is sleeveless. View B has some flounce around the sleeves. And then view C, it's just short sleeve. And I'm really loving the tie, that tie embellishment at the front. It just gives it an extra pizzazz. And we all want that extra pizzazz. Yes. So I did it. And I made it, and I'm just going to show you guys the outcome of it. Now, I've worn this top already. Usually, before I wear it, I film it, but I was so excited that I wore it. So after this video, it's going straight in the laundry. So this is the top. Yes, and I'm so excited. Now, I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't get to include all of the speckle gradient, but I'm pleased with it nonetheless, and I just try to include that top part in the tie, and we are loving it. Well, I am loving it, and this is just the back of it. Absolutely brilliant. Now, another reason why I'm so very pleased with this top is that I did do Nancy Zieman's pivot and slide method for this top. You guys know that I've been experiencing some fitting issues lately, and I had to call on Sister Nancy, the late Nancy Zieman, to help me figure out what is going on. So I do have a few resources in my personal library from Nancy Zieman. So the two that I used were pattern fitting with confidence. I used this one, and I also used the busy work woman's. Oh no, let's do that again. The other one was the busy woman's fitting book. So this one. These are two brilliant resources. Listen, if you're experiencing fitting issues and you don't know where to start, I would definitely recommend Nancy Simon's book. For me, because I wasn't sure what was happening, I said, let me start small. I know that I want to fix whatever gaping is going on in my neck and in my shoulders. And usually I would just grade from one side and then grade it out. But that method doesn't work for me all the time. And lately it wasn't working at all. Sorry, I was interrupted for a minute, but let's get back to Sister Nancy. So, yes, I was explaining to you earlier that Nancy Simon's method of pivot and slide to me is the perfect place to start if you're experiencing some fitting issues. So I did that with this top, and I did do some footage. So I'm just going to take you over to that footage so you can see exactly or briefly see what the pivot and slide method is all about. So let's go to that clip and I'll meet you on the other side. Hey guys! Yes, and I'm back with more sewing shenanigans. So right now I'm preparing the top for Butterick 6684 and I'm doing view A. And right now I'm trying a new method which is from Nancy Zieman, her pivot and slide method, just because lately I'm just experiencing some fitting issues more than usual, and I think it's time to really try something else to see if I can sort it out once and for all. So I'm going to do the pivot and slide method for this top and see if everything works. Now, after I've done my front width measurements, it was recommended that I use size 18 for the pattern. So right now, I'm just going to do the necessary adjustments at the bust region, and with that should accommodate for the some of the gaping that I have in the armholes and the neck region. Now I'm pretty sure at some point I might have to do maybe either a narrow shoulder or a slope shoulder. I'm not sure which one yet. To be honest, I'm having difficulty trying to figure out which one I have, but I want to think it's a narrow shoulder. But for this time around, I'm just going to do one adjustment at a time and see how it goes. So right now, this is the back panel that I have. I've already done the front panel. So this is the front panel after I've done the adjustments at the armhole, and you know that the front is currently sorted. Now I'm doing the back. Well, I've done the back, but I realized that I wanted to show you guys what it is that I've done. So here is the back, and at the top shoulder region here, I measured where the seam allowance, where the neck and the arms met, and then I did the calculation of how much I should decrease to, and it came out to 0.75. So I've made the 0.75 mark at the back, and that is how much I'm going to decrease. So according to Nancy, I'm going to put a pin right up where it marks the two axes meets, and I'm just going to slide until I get to my mark, and then I would have traced out the new armhole and then put the pin in and then adjust it to the waist measurement. Now for this particular top, I'm not worried about the waist measurement, so I'm going to keep it the same as the pattern. If it's too big for my liking, I could always take it in, but my main area of concern right now, it's my armholes and my neck region. So I'm just going to pivot it back in to the waistline, and then I will draw the new line to match, to blend into the waist and to match into the arm. So that is what I did on this piece of paper. So I'm just going to cut it out, put all the markings back, and then we'll have the back. So hopefully this method would work. I'm praying this and if it works, believe me, this would be my go-to method. It will be interesting to see how it works with yolks and stuff like that. Well, Nancy already provided those the instructions for that, so I think I'm good for now. So we're just gonna continue. I'm just gonna cut out the vest pieces for this pattern and cut it out on the fabric, and then we'll get to sewing on this Friday evening. And we're back. Yes. So thank you, Sister Nancy, for your great resources. And it was definitely a great starting point for me. Now, I know that I still might have to do some sort of adjustments in the shoulders. And right now, I am definitely leaning towards a narrow shoulder adjustment. But like I said, I'm crawling before I'm walking because I want to get this thing executed properly. Now, this top wasn't the first top I did for Worktober. I actually did the shirt dress, and that was from which one? New Look 6470. So after I'm finished filming this one, I'm going to film that review as well. But I didn't use the pivot and slide for that dress because that dress had a yoke, and I really wanted something simple to start off with. So now that I kind of, you know, see what's happening and stuff like that, I'm definitely going to be using it for some other designs. And Nancy explains that method for other designs as well. So yeah, yeah, we got it. So that was just basically for the adjustments that I did. I did the pivot and slide method in order to decrease the gaping in the shoulders, and the fit came out better than I had expected. So yes, like I said, the only thing that I might have to try now, it's a now shoulder adjustment. And all the time I was thinking that I needed to do a full bust adjustment. I don't. So I'm so grateful for that. So that was it for the adjustments, and the adjustments that I did to the top, and also the fit that resulted from those adjustments. So in terms of the difficulty of this pattern, super easy. Like I said, 5 pattern pieces. There's the entire back, and that's one piece. The front as well, it's an entire piece. There are 2 pieces for the neck facing. So there's the neck facing and also the front facing that you connect to each other. And then there's the tie. So 5 pattern pieces to create this beautiful top. Super simple. The only thing that I didn't like, or the only difficulty that I had, which I did expected it because I don't like neck facings, arm facings. Look, if I could get away with bias tape, bias binding, I'm there. And for this pattern, it did call for bias binding finishing along the arms. And I'm like, there you go. You're speaking my language. I mean, even if they had arm facings, I was going to omit it anyway. But the neck facing, I could not escape it. So even though I don't like it, sometimes you just cannot escape it. And this top was was one of it. Was one of those times. Sorry. Something with neck facing, I cut out the correct size that corresponds to the rest of the body, but somehow it never lies flat. And I do not like it whatsoever. But anyway, that was the most difficult part for me. Or that was the most challenging part for me. So if you're someone that enjoys doing neck facing, you have no qualms about it, yeah, this is a top for you. If not, you just do the thing and then pray that it's soon over, like me. But all in all, besides that, the top is a very, very simple top to do. Like I said, it's a top that you can easily put together in a matter of hours. So, and it doesn't take up a lot of fabric. I used under 2 yards for this fabric, and this size was a size 18, and I did so at a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. And I have just the right exact amount of ease in that top. Now, one thing that I noticed with this top, and I'm thinking that it might be um as a result of the design of the top, is that like in this area where I put it on, you can actually see that there's some extra fabric, and I'm hoping that the pictures that I'm going to show reflects that. But I'm thinking it's um a result of the design of the top, because when I went back on Instagram and I looked at the other photos, they have the same crease and extra fabric in that region as well. We're talking like close to the arms, right in this region. So I'm thinking that's a result of the design. So I'm not too worried about that, because I'm like, look, my armholes are fitting. And let me tell you, I was so trepidatious when I was doing that method. But all's well that ends well. So, yeah. So that is all that I have for Butterick 6684. I am so excited about the outcome of this dress. And not dress, I'm sorry, we're doing a top. But looking at this pattern, it is easily hackable into a dress. Something to think about, Pat. Something to definitely think about. Yes. So yes, if you haven't tried this top, I will definitely encourage you to do so. But until then, thank you so much for joining me today. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And while you're commenting, are you taking part in Worktober? Do you enjoy sewing workwear? Let me know in the comments below. And if you do, what are some of your favorite patterns for work? Let's have a chat about it. I hope you have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Think lovely thoughts. Keep on smiling, and always remember to make beautiful and wonderful things. All right, lovies, I'm out of here. Bye.